What up, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Okay, so someone said I actually scared him last time I did that, so I had to do it again. Hopefully that got you off your seat a little bit, but maybe not. Maybe you were ready for it. But anyways, we're talking about a guy named Calvin Johnson, so I had to squeeze into this old jersey. Let's just get right into the video. So it's barely like I am tight right now. I should take this off, but no, I'm gonna wear it because we're talking about Calvin Johnson, and a lot of things right now are coming out about Calvin Johnson. Okay, about why he retired. Like if he would have stayed longer, what would the Lions have had to do, and that the Lions apparently made him change his story about his concussions. Look, there's a lot of things going on right now. I'm not sure why I'm holding this about Calvin Johnson, and I dropped it. And it's pretty crazy. So I thought we would talk about it a little bit. I have no idea what I'm going to title this, but first thing I thought was super interesting was that Calvin Johnson apparently said there was a very strong possibility that he would have played longer with the Lions if they would have won more, if they were more successful. Which I think a lot of us probably understand, right? It makes sense. Okay, now Calvin Johnson had to go through a lot of ankle and stuff like that, injuries, which were super unfortunate to the best wide receiver of all time. I said it. But if he didn't have to deal with that, a way different situation. But I do give him credit for staying with the Lions and not leaving. But this was a guy that, yes, I think the Lions were more. If the Lions would have won more, he probably would have stayed a lot longer. And it's very unfortunate that they didn't. Now, they did have a couple of good years under him where I guess, to the Lions, these are good years. Maybe to like the Patriots, these are very bad years. Imagine the Patriots losing in the first round of the playoffs. Like, how would the Patriots react, right? There's just a different standard over there. But we're not the Patriots. But for the Lions' sake of things, the playoffs were a big deal. So in 2015, as we know, Calvin Johnson retired after that 7-9 season. And man, this thing is so tight. Look, I'm not mad. I can understand why he's saying, okay, he would have played longer if they were successful, because the year before, in 2014, the Lions went 11-5, and they probably should have won that wildcard game against the Cowboys. And I can see why he would say again, like, okay, this was not a bad team. We may be on to something. Then 2015 rolls around, and we go 7-9, and he's probably like, why? Like, what are we doing? I'm pretty sure 2015 is the year that we started 1-7. Calvin probably said, how do we go from 11-5 to 1-7? Like, what are we doing? You know what I'm saying? So that information came out, and it's unfortunate. So I have a solution. Calvin, come back to Detroit this year because we're going to win a Super Bowl, okay? You don't even have to play. We'll make a spot for you. We'll get rid of one of our 8 running backs that we currently have on the roster. I'm just kidding. We only have 4. We'll get rid of one of those guys, and we'll just put you on the roster. You don't have to play. You take, very, very cheap contract, and you can just sit there. That way, when we win a Super Bowl, you can get your ring, okay? But no, I'm kidding. That won't happen. But if the Lions ever win a Super Bowl, which I think they will this year, yup, let's see it happen. Let's see the Lions get that ring this year. We are definitely going to be giving Calvin Johnson a ring. Now, the other story that has come out is very interesting as well, and this is apparently that he was told to hide his concussion, like basically tell different stories of what really happened. And I was like, whoa, what the heck's going on here? As we know, there's a lot of weird things that went on with Calvin Johnson. He's talked about, okay, if you want to really mend this relationship, Rod Wood, just give me the money, you know what I'm saying? Like, he wants the bling, which I can understand because who doesn't want the bling, you know what I mean? Apparently, I guess this happened back in 2012 when there was an injury that went on with Calvin Johnson where he got hit helmet to helmet against the Minnesota Vikings. And yeah, they tried to change the story that it really wasn't a concussion, I guess. They tried to have him tell people that it wasn't a concussion. He said, I would like to clarify some of my comments from yesterday. I'm aware that I did not suffer a concussion in a game against the Vikings earlier this year, okay? And then he says, I misused the terms nerve damage and concussion, the statement read. I have not suffered any nerve damage, nor have I received any treatment for nerve damage. I suffer a stinger in the game against Minnesota and also have experienced the kind of wear and tear that most NFL players do at this point in the season. Now, this was a hit by Greenway. He also says, I knew I was concussed because I blacked out, Johnson said. I wasn't seeing straight, and they wanted me to change my story. This is an unfortunate story with the Detroit Lions. This stuff just breaks your heart. The fact that this has to be said. Now, I can understand to a degree why they wouldn't want him to say he had a concussion, but if he had a concussion, he has a concussion, you know what I mean? To make him not tell the truth. Now, I'm not a genius. I'm not an expert on this. I don't know everything. I don't know all the ins and outs and why they would do what they did. But this is just something that you definitely don't want to hear. Calvin Johnson, for how great he was, there was a lot of unfortunate circumstances that went on with multiple different things, right? Him not having a great relationship with the Lions now is not good. The fact that he would have played longer, maybe if they would have been more successful, which you can't really, that's not something that you always have control over. Sometimes you lose games, and it just happens. But I mean, I think these kind of stories are super unfortunate when you hear this kind of stuff. When he says that, I haven't had an injury, I haven't got concussion, but he knew he actually had a concussion, or telling him to change the story. Have written on Friday, they said, we respect a privacy of individual players' medical situation. We take great pride in our extensive work done by our medical staff and executive team to ensure we follow the appropriate protocols with respect to the players' health and safety. The well-being of our players will continue to be an organizational priority. So yeah, I mean, this does kind of affect how maybe other people look at it. I don't think that it should affect anything now. I think the Lions are different now. We know there wasn't a great relationship with the whole Barry Sanders situation, but I feel like the Lions are moving in a different direction, okay? That same old Lions stuff, the whole issues that we had there, hopefully the Lions are moving on from this. Kelvin was great. This is something that we shouldn't do, okay? If there's a concussion, don't tell him to change the story. I understand it's an unfortunate circumstance, but I thought I'd wear my Calvin Johnson jersey, just to do it. And it's unfortunate for me to hear that, hey, I may have played longer if we were more successful, because it's like, well, dang, you know what I mean? I mean, you're so great. I would like for him to just sit on the team, and hopefully we go in the ring and we can get him a ring. But anyways, I just want to talk about this a little bit. I just want to hear your thoughts in the comments below. I'm not on anybody's side here. I just thought it was very interesting that all these news stories and topics were coming up, and I just want to give you guys what's going on, and then you guys can leave your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you, Prop, for watching, and I'm out.